If you have been losing money trading crypto, it's probably because you are terrible at risk management. The crypto market just crashed and a lot of people have been liquidated. This video is about position size, which is one of the elements of risk management. The other is risk reward ratio. I will also show you how to calculate the exact leverage you should use in your crypto trade. Question you should ask yourself before putting your money into any trade is, how much am I willing to lose in this trade? If you cannot ask or answer this question, you will end up being a broke trader. Risk management is more important than learning how to trade using indicators, candlesticks, and all that. And many people do not teach it. Here's what I mean. If Emeka is good at technical analysis and his signals are correct most of the time, he will end up blowing his account if he does not know proper risk management. On the other hand, Ola might know nothing about technical analysis, but knows proper risk management. Even if he gambles on the market, he will end up having better returns than Emeka. Now think about this. What if Ola has access to Emeka's signal? This video is on position size, but let me give you a brief on risk-reward ratio. Risk-reward ratio is simply saying that my winning trade margin should be higher than my losing trade margin. So if I place 100 trades, win 50 of them, and lose 50, I should still be in profit because my profit when I win is larger than my losses when I lose. As a matter of fact, for a very good risk-reward ratio, if I lose 66% of my trade and win only 34, I should still be in profit or at least break even. Through technical analysis, great traders can see if a trade has a good reward ratio before taking that trade. If you want to learn technical analysis, do these two things. One, use the link in the description and create a BYBIT account, make a deposit. There is a bonus of over $30,000 up for grabs. And two, take a course in technical analysis. The links are in the description. Now, let's take a deep dive into position size, simplified. Position size tells us how much we should enter a trade with based on our capital and how much of our capital we are willing to lose per trade. It also helps us to determine the leverage we should use. So even with a good risk-reward ratio setup, you can still blow your account because a trader might have a losing streak. If you don't calculate your position size, you might lose all your fund before you start making profits. Position size keeps your overall portfolio in profit even when you have a losing streak. The first question you should ask yourself when calculating position size is, how much am I willing to lose in this trade? Most traders risk 1 to 3% of their total trading portfolio per trade. If I choose a risk of 1%, it means that I will have to lose 100 times consecutively to blow my portfolio. And this is if I don't recalculate each time. Now, even if you are gambling, it is almost impossible to have 100 losses consecutively unless the gods of your village are really after you.
Help me, help me, help me.
If this is the case, then go for prayers or take a course in technical analysis and risk management. So position size is risk amount divided by distance of stop loss, also known as invalidation point. Risk amount is equals to total capital times risk percentage. That is the amount you are willing to lose in a trade. Distance of stop loss for long position is entry minus stop loss divided by entry, and for short position, it is stop loss minus entry divided by entry. I know some of you don't like calculation. I'll refer you to an app you can use to calculate all these things. So just follow along as we go. Let's take two examples to make sense of what I've said. Example 1. Let's say we have a capital of $1,000 and we want to risk 1% of this capital per trade. That is 1,000 times 1%, which will give us $10. So if our trade hits stop loss we lose $10. And from our technical analysis, we came up with this signal. Long BTC USDT, entry $22,000, stop loss $21,500, and take profit $25,000. This start to stop loss from our calculation will be 0.0227, and our position size is 10 divided by 0.0227, which is 440 contracts. I will tell you why we call these contracts. And also, take profit doesn't concern us here because it is not involved in the calculation. So far, what this means, that is our calculation, is that if I enter this trade with $440 and my trade hits stop loss, I will lose $10. Does this make sense? It even gets interesting with example 2. So example 2, signal, long BTC USDT, entry $22,000, stop loss $21,800, and take profit $23,000. So you can see that I have changed the stop loss. This stands to stop loss in this case is 0.009, and position size is 10 divided by this, which will give us 1,111 contracts. Again, if I enter this trade with $1,111 and my trade hits stop loss, I will lose only $10. But hold on, our total capital is $1,000. Where are we going to get the extra $111 from to enter this trade? And this is where leverage comes in, and that is why we call the position size contract. So for the first result, we got 440 contracts. This means that we can only enter 2 trades at a time. What if we want to enter up to 20 trades or more at a time? For the second result, we got 1,111 contracts, which means that we don't even have enough capital to enter a trade. To solve this issue, we have to just choose an amount to enter the trade with, then apply a leverage to it. So let's call this the trade amount. This trade amount should not be less than the risk amount if we are using the isolated margin, and it should not be less than the exchange minimum trade amount if we're using the cross margin, or whichever one is higher, the exchange minimum trade amount or the risk amount, it should not be less than any one of them that is higher. Now, for BYBIT, which is the exchange I recommend, the link to create an account is in the description. The minimum trade amount for the futures market is $3. Still using the example above, our risk amount is $10. So our trade amount should be $3 and above if we are using the cross margin, or $10 and above if we're using the isolated margin. Now, I'm beginning to suspect that some of you at this point might not be following me, but don't worry, it will become clearer as we proceed. And of course, I have an app that can just put this number into it and it will give you all the results you want. I will also write an article and leave a link to it in the description so you can also read it. To calculate leverage, the formula is this. Leverage is equals to position size divided by chosen trade amount. That is the trade amount. So if we decide to enter this trade with $10, then for example 1, our leverage will be 44x. What this means is that if we enter this trade with $10 using a leverage of 44x and we hit stop loss, then we will only lose $10, just as in the beginning. For example 2, still using $10 as trade amount, our leverage will be 111.1x, but not all exchanges have up to this. Let's say we want to use a trade amount of $20, our leverage will be 55.5x. Again, if I enter this trade with $20 using a leverage of 55x and I hit stop loss, then I will only lose $10. Does this make sense? You might need to play this video again so it all makes sense to you. The app you can use to do this is called Crypto Position Size Calculator by Afibi. You can get this on your Android from the Google Play Store. It is not on the App Store yet, but I believe it's coming really soon. It helps you to do this. So this is the app. It's pretty clear. So you can do long. If you're going long, you click on long. If you're going short, you click on short, right? So let's say our capital is $1,000, right? And our risk, want to risk 1% of our capital, which means that for every trade, we're willing to lose $10 if our trade goes the opposite direction. Unless our entry price is $22,000 and our stop loss is $21,500. You can see, oh, because I'm clicking on short, that's why it's showing me minus. Let me go back to long position, $1,000 here. Risk amount, risk is 1. Entry is 22,000 and stop loss is 21,500, right? You can see that our position size is 440 contracts. So let's say I want to enter this trade each with say $20. You can see the app is telling me that my leverage is going to be 22x. So if I enter this trade with $20 and I use a leverage of 22x and my trade hits stop loss, I will lose $10, which is my risk amount. This app just helps to do it. Go to Play Store and download it. And that is how to calculate position size. I'm going to do a revamp of the course I created on how to build wealth in crypto. It includes crypto education basics, so you know what you're doing before you get into crypto, how to invest in gem coins that can give you up to 100x return during the bull season, and how to trade cryptocurrency profitably. It will also end up including a forex class. I want to give signals for both crypto and forex. I will do weekly AMAs. To get early access to this particular course at a discount, fill the form in the description. I will notify you when it is out. That said, I will see you in this next video.